Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Great Lake and let's try to get some wins. We're going to be trying out the team featuring the Qwilfish paired with the Shadow Drapion and the Jumpluff in the back. Great lead here. They switch out into the Dripplum, Shadow Dripplum at that. We're going to be able to fire off this crunch before they get to their move. Let's see if they invest a shield or letting this go. Boom! Down goes the Dripplum and they have the Gastrodon in the back. This is going to be crunch all the way, trying to get a debuff, and oh, we actually get a shield and we get the debuff, so that's pretty good. Now we're going to be able to go into the Jumpluff here to hard counter this Gastrodon, and Body Slam unfortunately is just not going to be enough, and our opponent realizes that that's the case because we have them hard countered. GG's our opponent, able to win that game with the Drapion mainly flipping that switch. All right, let's see if we can continue the streak. We're gonna have the Qwilfish versus the Pelipper. This is gonna be kind of neutral depending on if they decide to go for the Hurricane or not. We're gonna go for this Ice Beam here. Ice Beam does go through for some neutral damage, and now it gets them in range of a potential farm down. They built up a good amount of energy. We're going to let this go. Ends up only being the weather ball, so they have to fire off another weather ball. We're going to shield here so that we can farm down. All right, there we go. And now we see Dunsparce come in. Dunsparce as a second Pokemon is interesting. We don't necessarily want to switch out, so we're just going to fire off all these Aqua Tails so we can chip away at this Dunsparce. They actually switch out. Okay. And now we're going to have the Jumpluff into the Primate. This is going to be a better situation for us as we can tank at least 2 Rage Fists. Their attacks are going to be boosted now. We're going to go for this Aerial Ace. This is going to get the shield. Now the question is, can we break down the last shield and take out this Primate? Our opponent does go for the Rage Fist again. And now they're double boosted. I'm going to go for another Aerial Ace here. This is going to get them close to KO or gaining this shield. Our opponent does switch back into their Dunsparce, and we're going to use our Qwilfish here to chip away again. Aqua Tail gets them extremely low, and we get the CAP ties, so that is the best of both worlds. Rock Slide gets thrown, takes us out easily. Now we're just going to go into our Drapion here, farm down, and then force them to use energy, or we're going to get to the Aqua Tail for the KO. So this should take it out from this range. Boom! Down goes the Primate. So that was a great play by us, and we wanted to make sure we maintain that alignment. All right, next game. So the main core is the Qwilfish with the Jumpluff, and then the Drapion is kind of a generalist. Another decent lead here. They switch out into the Dripplum, and we're going to have the Drapion for them. We're going to be able to fire off this crunch before them. This is a non-shadow one. Okay, they do tank it, and they are able to survive it, but they get the debuff, so we're going to have potential to farm down after this icy win. So we get debuff, and they get debuff, so that was pretty lucky. Our opponent here is going to have to tank and crunch, and it looks like they do tank the crunch, but they get the debuff, so we're going to go into the Jumpluff here, and we can tank all the moves. Body Slam is only going to be neutral, minor damage. And here we're going to, okay, we're going to get swapped on somehow. Our opponent does decide to go into the Wiggly and shield, but we're going to be able to come back in here with the Qwilfish and just spam these Aqua Tails. First Aqua Tail gets them into the yellow, and then we're going to shield here. This Swift would do a decent amount of damage. Qwilfish isn't that tanky, but you can see right here, it allows us to just overfarm even more, and our opponent realizes that they have no chance to win. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game right there with the Qwilfish matching up with the Wigglytuff. All right, Qwilfish versus the Dunsparce. This is going to be okay. We could switch out, but we're just going to stay. Okay, our opponent is able to throw the move. We were trying to catch right there. Actually, we're gonna go for this Aqua Tail now. This Aqua Tail will chip away. Doesn't quite KO. Okay, and our opponent does get to another move here. We're gonna have to shield to preserve this Qwilfish. We've been trying to get out of there, but just bad timing. Our opponent here is going to keep on over farming just a little bit, and they're going to be able to reach a move. Rock Slide does get used against our Jumpluff here, and we do tank it. They decide to switch into their Clocksire. So Clocksire here is going to be interesting because they could potentially, okay, maybe not farm us down. They have to throw a move, or they're going to have to tank another energy ball. Sludge Bomb is revealed, so now we know we have a Sludge Bomb Clocksire. So we're going to go into our Drapion here to deal as much damage as possible. Crunch does get used. They do decide to shield, I think. Earthquake is going to be the preferred move here. It does take us out. Okay, they just sacked their Dunsparce. I'm going to just keep on spam these Aquatoes at this point because we need to get rid of this Clocksire. So we're going to go for this Aquatoe here, and then we're going to get to another Aquatoe to take out this Clocksire. Now we got this Qwilfish versus the Jumpluff. We have a chance. We got the Ice Beam for this reason. Does this KO a non-stab? Not sure. Boom! Down goes the Jumpluff. So fortunate backline for us. We were able to win that game surprisingly. We went down 2 shields really early, and then we were able to just come back from a kind of an interesting mid-game, honestly. All right, we got the Shadow Cacturn to deal with. Our opponent does switch out into the Clocksire. We're going to go into the Drapion here. They are going to be able to reach their potential Earthquake. We're going to shield. They do decide to go for the Earthquake, and that was a great shield by us. We're going to fire off this Crunch to potentially get a debuff, but just deal some neutral damage. We do get the debuff. That is really good news. Now we're going to fire off these Aquatoes now to chip away. They can take another Aquatoe, and they are at another Earthquake, so we do have to potentially shield here. All right, we have to double shield, and we force them to switch out into their Frostlass. So we're going to get a shield here most likely. Yep, and then we're going to see what moves it. We're going to catch something. If it's the Avalanche, it's the resisted. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to see if we can get some more additional chip damage with another Aquatoe. This Aquatoe is going to get the second shield, but I don't think the Aquatoe KOs this Frostlass. So looks like they are just going to try to overfarm with the Frostlass. They probably just need to go for Avalanche. Yeah, there's Avalanche, even though it's resisted. Qwilfish, kind of squishy, but it was able to tank 1. They try to catch the move, but we're going to go into our Jumpluff here. This Clocksire is going to be using the Sludge Bomb, so Sludge Bomb does go through. Can we get the farm down? Yes, we can. So this Jumpluff has a ton of energy. We're going to force out something. We're going to go for the Energy Ball Blind, and they do decide to go into their Cacturn. Still did a significant amount of damage, even though that was a resistant move. Able to get to this Aerial Ace here, and since we have a move on our Drapion, we should be able to win this game, and we are going to be able to get to this Aerial Ace, and that's enough to take it out. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Jumpluff in the back. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.